Could the Miami Heat make a trade for LeBron James? Yes, LeBron James this season before the NBA trade deadline. That is the topic on today's show. I am Nic Rohloff of the Heat Report. Welcome in to the show. And before we really dive into this topic and where it came from, I want to make sure you guys do your part to make this the largest Heat YouTube channel there is. And the number one way to do that is subscribing, but also sharing this channel and show to a friend. So what I want you to do is click that share icon, click post to Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Click it, tag me, and get it out in there so more Heat fans can join this channel. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter and hit that sub button. It's the number one way you can make this channel grow bigger and bigger. All right, let's dive into it now. And I do want to give some background on this situation with LeBron because it originated from Bill Simmons on his own podcast because he talked about the Lakers trading LeBron and mentioned the Miami Heat. And the reason why you might think, what the hell, why would the Lakers trade LeBron? It was more tongue-in-cheek about how the Lakers have really struggled this season after the in-season tournament victory, which, by the way, a little fraudulent. See, that's why no one gives a shit about that, right? But it's more indication of the Lakers' struggles. And could they go into a hard rebuild by trading LeBron James this season? I do want to mention this before we dive about a potential fit and what the Heat would have to offer. I don't see LeBron being traded. I don't think LeBron James would ever be traded in the middle of a season. It makes no sense for the Lakers to do that from a team-building perspective and, honestly, from a perspective of money. Because the LeBron James effect gets you more ad deals. It gets more people to come to your games. Like, you're not trading LeBron in season. You're just simply not. But if the Lakers did, what would that trade be? Bill Simmons gave his idea, and here it is. The Heat are getting LeBron James and our good friend Gabe Vincent. Yeah, you heard that correctly. And the Heat would have to give up, according to Bill Simmons, Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic. He mentioned just a first-round pick. I'll put a year on it in 2027. So he didn't exactly say the 27 first-round pick, but I'll make that what it is. And it's an intriguing idea. You get Gabe Vincent back alongside LeBron James. All you have to give up is Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Jovic, and one first-round pick. It is something to really behold. And before I give more thoughts on it, would you trade for LeBron James? Type Y for yes, type N for no. It's today's pinned comment. So if you want to stay tuned for my answer, let that YouTube ad play, give your answer down below. Would you trade for LeBron James? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Give me that answer down below. All right, it's interesting, and I want to set things straight first. And you might have saw that trade offer and been like, Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, and one first-round pick is all it would take for King James LeBron. I do want to give some background on why it actually would be cheaper to trade for LeBron than you actually think it would be. And the main reason is, well, because he's 39 years old and he is a pending free agent. Well, when you combine himself being 39 and him having a choice of where he's going to go this offseason, that's not going to garner a massive trade haul because it could very well be a rental for the rest of the season if LeBron does want to sign somewhere else, wherever he were to be traded, or if he just stays in LA, and just wait to see where Bronny James ends up if he comes out in the draft, and then he goes and plays with his son, or that team trades for Bronny James and LeBron goes there, right? So it is intriguing to think about why he would go for such less than what people would think. And this is no slight on LeBron because, man, he can still play. This season for the Lakers, he's averaging 25 a night still, 7.4 assists, 7.3 rebounds, while shooting 52.8% from the field and damn near 40% from beyond the arc. It is a career high for LeBron from deep. And one thing that is also intriguing to me when it comes to the King, that three-point number, it's on 5.5 attempts a night. We did just get our own look at LeBron the other day, and he didn't look that good. Jovic and Jaquez outplayed him, ironically enough. But LeBron is still playing at a very high level. He is no doubt a top 20 player inside the NBA, and I would believe he's still in that top 15 threshold. The question is, can he be a number one on a championship team at age 39? It's crazy that we even have to say this, but I don't really think he is. But he could be a number two, and he damn well can be a number three. So should the Heat take the chance and maybe go out and trade for LeBron? We'll have more thoughts on it in a second, but I got to show some love to our sponsor. That is PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. There's no better feeling than winning some money on PrizePicks. It's the number one daily fantasy sports platform out there, and whether it be NBA, NFL, it's coming to a close with the postseason. I actually got my eyes on a selection for tonight's NFL game, primetime Texans-Colts. I got more than C.J. Stroud, 257.5 passing yards, and I got more than on Gardner Minshew's 240.5 passing yards. You can take my picks, you could fade my picks, but make sure you play the number one daily fantasy sports platform there is, PrizePicks. You will get a $100 first deposit match, or up to $100 when you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. That link and promo code will be clickable in the comments and description of today's video. And the reason why it's intriguing for Miami, right, is look at the potential lineup. If that exact Bill Simmons trade actually occurred, this could be the starting lineup or closing lineup that Eric Spoelstra throws out there to win meaningful ball games. You have Tyler Hero in the backcourt alongside the King returning to the 305 in LeBron James. And the reason why it's also pretty fun is you saw LeBron's assist total. He's always been a great playmaker. LeBron would come your facto point guard. So you lose Lowry, but your point guard is really LeBron. So you have a 6'9 point guard in LeBron James, Tyler Hero paired up with them, and you have a lot of wing depth that you can switch on defense. I know LeBron can't really defend like he used to, but he's still an average to plus defender. So you have a really good lineup of people who can rotate on defense, can switch, and you guys have people who can facilitate because Jimmy can do it as well. It is a very fascinating possibility, and we really have to dive into if the Heat would do it and how the fit offensively would go, because there is questions on floor spacing. But first, I want to make sure you are subscribed. We cover all Heat trade rumors, no matter what it is. Bill Simmons drops a LeBron James trade idea. We're going to talk about it. Subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a thing. Help us get to 7K subscribers, too. We're just about 100 away. So join the channel today, and let's make this the largest Heat YouTube channel there is, because we've been working our butts off, and we'll have you covered on all things MIA. But this is what Bill Simmons exactly did have to say about this trade when he was breaking it down. He said, I had LeBron and Gabe Vincent going back to Miami for Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, maybe throw in Nikola Jovic and a future first. Kind of do right by LeBron. There's this symmetry of LeBron going back to Miami 10 years later. If they could keep Jaquez, Caleb Martin, Butler, Bam, Hero, and add LeBron to all of that, that becomes a possible favorite in the East. And Bill Simmons, it's not a possible favorite. You saw that rotation and that lineup I just showed on screen, and then you mix it in with Caleb Martin coming off the bench, and you still have Josh Richardson as well. That is the number one team in the Eastern Conference and maybe the number one team in the NBA without a doubt. So the thing is, if it is possible to trade for LeBron James, you have to consider it. The question is there offensively, because LeBron, he's not the best three-point shooter in historic terms, but like I detailed earlier on in the video, he can actually hit the three ball this season. So it is going to be something that we have to think about if LeBron ever did come available. I will say, as I mentioned earlier, I don't see a world where LeBron ever gets traded midseason. But if he was made available or requested a trade during the season somehow, I would love the Miami Heat to really, really, really think about trading and rejoining with the King. Which makes me think this. He played for Miami. He left us, but he did win a couple championships for the 305. What is your one word when it comes to LeBron? It could be positive. It could be negative. All I want to know is what your one-word thought is when it comes to LeBron James. It could be positive, it could be negative, but let me know. Final thoughts on today's video. No world do I see LeBron James being traded, but it would be it'd be a very fun thought, and it would be a very fun team to watch. You got LeBron switching with Jaquez, Bam, Jimmy on defense, him able to facilitate to Tyler Hero. But like I mentioned, the shooting would be a major concern because what is LeBron best at? Getting downhill, drawing multiple defenders, and kicking it out to shooters. But that lineup I mentioned wouldn't really have a lot of shooting, right? Jaquez is shooting pretty solid from three this year, but is he going to have to, or going to keep that efficiency he currently has when volume goes up? Jimmy obviously is a questionable three-point shooter, and Bam doesn't shoot him. I tell you what, Hero would take a massive leap in efficiency in open looks, but he would be the only one, so it would be tough for defenses to leave him open. They'd probably rotate off Jaquez, Jimmy, and Bam before they rotate off Hero when LeBron comes crashing down to the rim. That's going to do it for today's video. It's a fun video to talk about LeBron James being traded for and coming back to Miami. But we break down everything Miami Heat, which is why you should subscribe. Join the channel today. Let's get to 7K subs, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.